Hello there, everybody. This is Chris Cooley, artist behind CMCreative Design, and the reason that you would be here today is because you are looking at developing a logo, and I want to share with you the same thing that I share with anybody that I work with and anybody that's going through this process. If you are a startup company and you are looking at developing a logo, please, please, please do not spend too much money, meaning like, I don't know, over 500 bucks on your first logo design, especially if you're just starting your company. Because what's going to happen is you're going to evolve and you're going to change things. And this whole process of me finding the best way to help people secure and identify a logo for themselves came about because somebody came up to me at an event and said, "Oh, you do logos. Well, here's my business card, but don't look at my logo." And I thought to myself, isn't this a shame? You know, this person's put so much time and effort and energy and love and pride into their business, but they didn't put it into their graphics. And so, be really aware that this is really an impression that you're going to make for a long time, not only with the people that you show it to, but with yourself. Are you going to really take pride in what you're doing? This is it. This is a mark that should represent you. So I've developed this technique that I call live design, and I actually go on and do a screen share with people, kind of like we're doing today. And I'll open up Illustrator and start to build the designs. In this case, a logo right in front of people, and other times I'll sit down with them in person and do the same process. So it's really fun. It eliminates the back and forth that can happen for 2, 3 weeks or months that in a typical logo process, like, oh, we'll just change a color and you look at it and we'll get back to you in 4 or 5 days. This does not happen. We're doing it immediately. Now, that being said, there is a bit of a prerequisite before I start working with anyone. And anybody can do this, even if you're not going to work with me. Go through this process, and you can go to like Odesk or 99 Designs and get a logo done for $100 or something. But make sure that you bring some really personal material, because that way you won't have to go back to the drawing board later. So what I tell people is go to logopond.com. It's a really, really great resource to look for inspiration for logos. And the first thing that I do is I say, okay, when you get there, pick out the logos and designs that just jump off the page to you. Don't look for content like, oh, I'm gonna raise frogs, so I like the frog one. Don't go for that. Go for style. What catches your eye? What is something that really resonates with you? So it shouldn't take too long. I mean, you can get really consumed in this, but just go through and really use your instinct and your gut and say, oh, I really like that monster. I like the color or whatever. But it's more about style. Like, colors can be changed. Fonts can be tweaked. So what I do is I tell people that I'm going to work with to grab 3 to 5 logos. 3 to 5 logos that just jump off the page. Click on them, check them out, and then save them to your computer. And then if you are going to work with me, make sure that you have this image. I'm just going to drag it to my desktop. Saved so that you can email those to me. Now, I take 3 or 5 logos because I like to look, whether you know it or not, you are visually telling me what you really dig. There are more illustrative, colorful logos. I'll look and see if the fonts are lowercase, if you're looking at logos that are contained within a circle, or more illustrative, less illustrative, more font based. So it really gives me an idea of your personality, and ultimately that's what we're trying to bring out here, is your personality in the logo. So that's phase one. 3 to 5 logos. Click on them, drag them off, send them to me. This will also help you if you're not going to work with me. Then you at least have a reference to tell people where to start from, because a lot of logo designers, and there's nothing wrong with this, they execute, and they execute at a really high level, but you need to tell them and explain to them in detail what you want. Now, that doesn't mean that you're bossing them around. I can tell you personally, I don't take any ego into my design. I really truly believe that I'm designing for the people that I work with. I'm a conduit for their personality. to express it in a visual way. But a lot of people take a lot of pride in what they do. And maybe they're the right people to work with, maybe they're not. But regardless, be careful, people that are artists might not like being told what to do sometimes. I don't speak from my gut. That's not the way I work. But anyway, my fonts. This is the next phase. So what I want you to do is go to myfonts.com, and I tell people that I'm going to be working with and friends and other colleagues to browse this site. These are really high level designer fonts. They are not super expensive, but they're not free. There's a reason that you can go to free fonts or what's the other website? Font Squirrel. Font Squirrel is I'll just show you. I think it's a partner of my fonts. FontSquirrel.com. So you'll see some crossover, but most of these are free. I don't know. Maybe you can find something here. Feel free to browse it if you like, but I tend to lean towards the professionally crafted fonts. So when you are in My Fonts, it can be a little bit difficult to search for what you're looking for. So I recommend just getting into the site, and you'll see that tags, these are the most popular ones, bigger ones. Let's just go with like geometric, right? So this gets you kind of into the site and gets you started. And same thing, same rules apply as with LogoPond. I'm not looking for the exact font. Maybe it is, but just ones that jump off the page. This can get a little more involved because fonts for some reason are it's like bugs to the light. You can just get in here for an hour. I say to people I'm going to work with, and actually I'm saying it to you too, give yourself a half an hour. Don't spend any more time than that. It will limit you, because otherwise it can get overwhelming. So when you find a font that you kind of dig, click on it, and it'll show you some examples. It'll give you pricing. This is for 16 different fonts within a family, so that's a lot. I mean, here's all the fonts in that family. There's like tons of them. You don't have to get all of them. You can just grab one that you like, or don't buy anything yet. Your designer, if it's me or somebody else, will be able to actually use this font. You can write what you want to say, your business name or whatever, and you can actually take a screen capture of this. As a designer, I would do that, and I will plug that into a sketch concept. So you're not actually buying the font. We can test it out. See, and figure out if you like it or not within the graphic before purchasing all these fonts. So anyway, actually I'll just show you that right now. I would take a screen capture. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. There we go. Actually, I'm not going to show you that right now because I'm making a recording and it's going to screw everything up. So anyway, screen capture, don't buy it yet. But what you can do is, this is the best way to grab the font that you like. Click on it and copy the URL. Put that into an email, and so that way we can go directly to the font itself. The other thing you can do is, if you create an account, which you will eventually do if you're going to buy the font anyway, you can add it to an album. So right in this little arrow next to add to cart, you aren't buying it, you're just adding it. So I would recommend signing up if you're going to go this route anyway, because you're going to end up buying one of the fonts, and it'll add it into an album and we'll have that stored. So good deal. This is the starting point. If you bring these fonts and a couple of logo concepts or references to a designer, they will be like, yes, 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 I love you so much. I know I would. So anyway, I wanted to give you a little bit of a rundown. It's just a great way to figure out what you really are looking for from a personal perspective, and then you let the professionals go to town and hook you up with a phenomenally beautiful, professional, consistent logo. And also, I'm just going to throw this in there, don't just get a logo done. Make sure that you have a business card professionally designed, and go into the website, spend a little bit of money, because if you're tackling it from this angle, like really putting time and effort and energy into it, get a couple of things done. Logo, website, at least a website layout, and a business card. That's the bare minimum. And then you're showing some consistency and professionalism. So take this and contact me if you are interested in pursuing the design work. Otherwise, best of luck, and you know where to get a hold of me. Hopefully, you can email me, chris@cmcreativedesign.com, or come back to the site and go through a contact form. There's all kinds of ways to let me know that you're interested. So thanks so much for listening. I hope it was helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.